Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims and peace be unto all the non-Muslims. This is not really an Islamic talk. Um, at the moment, I'm a bit angry, upset, frustrated, sad, enraged. Something happened last week. 20 guys on bikes, pedal bikes, with hoodies on. They shot a 16-year-old. Yeah, I think they were around the same age. Um, over the last year or two in London, especially South London, um, people been shooting people left, right, and centre. It's so messed up that now we got Bloods and Crips over here, even though they ain't got no relation to the Bloods and Crips in America. And I'll say all praise is due to Allah, thank you, because before I was a Muslim, I was in a gang and I also been in and out of jail. So this video is really going out to any young boy um, who happens to have a gun. I know there's loads of them and is part of a gang. Um, I want to ask you some rhetorical questions to think about. And seriously, I want to know, why are you fighting and killing people? See, you're fighting one of the reasons for an area, whether it be Brixton, Peckham, Camberwell, Battersea, wherever it is. But that area doesn't give you anything in return. What do I mean? You're fighting because you're from this area or that area. When you guys, generally you all live in council houses, as I did when I grew up. Now, your parents, 90% or more, don't own that house. Not only that, the people that own that area, um, when it comes to paying the rent, yeah, they don't respect your parents. If your parents don't pay the rent in time, they will issue a court action. So the area doesn't respect you. The area doesn't respect your parents. Secondly, when they go to do building, change the landscape, or think about raising council tax, or think about adding anything to the area, they don't come and consult you. They don't come and ask you, what do you think about this or that. This relationship what you have for fighting for your area is a one-way relationship where you give everything and it gives you nothing in return. Why are you fighting for an area when that area doesn't respect you, sees you as a parasite, and just takes basically your mum's hard-earned money? What is it you're fighting for? And maybe other people will buy, you know, this crap about, I live in the ghetto and, life is. First of all, yeah, don't get messed up, yeah. There's no ghettos in London. Yeah, I said it. There's no ghettos in London. You can't tell me you got 5 pairs of 95s in your house or TNs. You got internet, you got PlayStation, you got, what is it, DVD player, you got Xbox and hi-fi system. Don't tell me you're living in a ghetto, man. There's not one place in London, yeah, where you don't have electricity coming to your house, you don't have water coming to your house, you don't have, heating in your house. You have all these things. If you want to see a ghetto, I'll take you to certain places in Africa. I'll take you to certain places in Jamaica, certain places in Egypt, certain places in Morocco, certain places in Yemen, where people are living in mud huts. That's a ghetto. You don't live in a ghetto. You've never lived in a ghetto. Secondly, that stuff about I can't get a job because I'm black and blah blah, that's a whole lot of crap. I tell you why it's a whole lot of crap. The reason why it's a whole lot of crap is because yeah, racism exists, but it doesn't exist when you want to get a job in Foot Locker or Sainsbury's or Tesco's or um, JJB. And what is so messed up about you, or why is it people racist to you, but they're not racist to the majority of black boys who work? Because I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and I've lived the life myself, man. Uh, I've lived the life myself, so I know the excuses don't work. Do you know what the real problem is? And the youth ain't all to blame. I can't just put all on the youth to blame. The 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 parents have to hold some blame as well. Because and this is one of the reasons why I love Islam. The reason why the parents have to blame, because what happens generally, West Indian families living in council estates, Battersea, Brixton, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. And this is not an Islamic view, this is just my as an individual, is that you have a woman, uh, somehow she ends up with 3 kids on her own, living in a council estate. She's forced to be the father and forced to be the mother, so she has to go out and work and provide, sometimes have 2 jobs, but she also has to, raise and teach the kids manners, anything that they've missed out on school, and she can't do both roles. She can do the best she can, but she can't do both roles. And you know, uh, respect goes out to all the mothers that are trying hard. But the reality is that the father's supposed to go out and provide, like Islam says, you know, and the mother's supposed to do the priceless job of cultivating and educating and being an example to the child. But because obviously the father's not hardly ever around because he met her in some club, you know, in hot pants or whatever, and he just was looking for entertainment on that night because he's just a grown child like following 50 Cent and Snoop and Fat Joe and all these other guys. Yeah, she ends up getting pregnant. So when she gets pregnant now, she's looking for a baby. She's like, oh yeah, I'm pregnant. I've got a baby. She phones him, and he's all disappointed, and he says stuff like, someone else's, kid, or it's not mine, and she's like, let's get a pregnancy tested, and he's like, no, I know it's not mine, and she says, well, I wasn't sleeping with anyone else. He goes, boy, it's not mine, and then next time she phones the phone, he's thrown away the chip, or he tells her to have abortion, so she ends up on her own, and somehow she ends up getting 2 more kids, and it's hard, you know. And obviously, when your mum's out, it's not your fault. You're born into a dirty, grey, um, boring, dull-looking, stinking council estate where the lifts are always filled with urine. People spit on their buttons. The intercom is never working. You have to walk up 11 flights of stairs to get to your flat. I know how it feels, you know. And mum's not at home, so when you're at home and mum's out working her 2 jobs, you watch TV, Channel U, MTV base, you know, Hollywood movies, you know what I'm saying, James Bond, Rambo, all this stuff. And obviously, you want all this nice stuff, you know, and there's not exactly any lawyers in your area, there's not many people going to university in your area. There's not many people, who actually go to college. Well, there might be quite a few actually that going to college and doing okay, but the majority of people you hang out with, they play blackjack during classes and stuff like that, and they bunk most of their lessons. So you don't see no IT experts around your area. You don't see any lawyers. You don't see any plane engineers. You don't see any architects. The people with money are the drug dealers, the robbers, the gang members. So I could see why you see uni as long, you see colleges long, you see, you know, um, doing well at school as long. I can understand that. But bro, we need to think because you're soon gonna be in jail.